Before flat-screen televisions, before smart speakers, before kitchens filled with stainless steel gadgets, British homes sounded, smelled, and even felt completely different. Millions of British families lived alongside these everyday objects without ever imagining they'd one day disappear. So today, we're opening the front door of a typical 1960s British home and rediscovering 20 household items that once seemed ordinary but have now become extraordinary memories. Number 1. The radiogram cabinet. But a handsome polished wooden cabinet standing proudly against the wall. Inside was something rather magical. A wireless radio. A record player. Parents tuned into the evening news while children waited patiently for their favorite songs to appear on the radio. But by the late 1960s and early 70s, everything began to change. Compact hi-fi systems arrived. Cassette players followed. Then CDs. Eventually streaming replaced them all. The great wooden cabinet that had once dominated the sitting room suddenly looked old-fashioned. Many were sold. Others ended up in garages, charity shops, or skips. Today, surviving radiograms are treasured by collectors. But for many people, they aren't remembered for their value. They're remembered for the sound of family life itself.
Number 2. The Hostess Trolley. Usually finished in polished wood and fitted with small wheels, it looked more like a stylish side table than a kitchen appliance. Hidden beneath its tidy exterior was a heated compartment designed to keep roast potatoes crisp, vegetables warm, and gravy ready to serve. Instead of rushing between the oven and the dining table, they could sit down, enjoy the conversation, and still serve a perfectly warm meal. But as kitchens changed, so did British family life. Microwave ovens arrived. The Hostess Trolley gradually disappeared from department stores and family dining rooms alike.
Number 3. The serving hatch. Long before open-plan kitchens became fashionable, many British homes had a small square opening in the wall between the kitchen and dining room. Known as the serving hatch, it allowed hot meals, cups of tea and desserts to be passed through without anyone stepping into the kitchen. It was practical, tidy, and unmistakably British. As homes became more open and informal in the 1970s and beyond, the serving hatch was often bricked up or removed altogether. Today, it's a charming reminder of a time when Sunday lunches were served with quiet ceremony. Number 4. Bead curtains. For many families in the late 1960s, a doorway decorated with colorful bead curtains was the height of modern style. Every trip through the doorway came with that unmistakable clattering sound as hundreds of wooden or plastic beads brushed against your shoulders. They added color, personality, and a touch of the swinging 60s to ordinary homes. Eventually, changing fashions made them seem old-fashioned, and most quietly disappeared. But for many Britons, that familiar rattle is still the sound of childhood. Number 5. The fondue set. There was a time when inviting friends over for a fondue evening felt wonderfully sophisticated. Sitting proudly in the middle of the dining table, the fondue pot encouraged everyone to gather, dip bread into bubbling cheese or fruit into warm chocolate, and enjoy the evening together. It wasn't just about the food, it was about conversation and shared laughter. As quicker meals replaced leisurely dinner parties, the fondue set slowly found its way into cupboards, lofts, and eventually charity shops. Number 6. The console television. Before televisions became slim enough to hang on a wall, they were pieces of furniture in their own right. The console television stood proudly in polished wooden cabinets, often taking pride of place in the sitting room. Families gathered around it to watch the evening news, favorite sitcoms, or major sporting events together. As technology became smaller, cheaper, and more portable, these elegant wooden giants gradually disappeared. Yet many people still remember the excitement of waiting for them to warm up before the picture finally appeared. Number 7. The magazine rack. Almost every British living room once had a magazine rack tucked beside the armchair or sofa. It held well-thumbed copies of Radio Times, Woman's Own, newspapers and crossword books, always within easy reach. It was a quiet corner of everyday life, where people caught up on television listings or enjoyed a peaceful afternoon read with a cup of tea. As magazines gave way to smartphones and digital news, the humble magazine rack slowly vanished, taking with it another small ritual of the British home. Number 8. The carpet beater. Long before powerful vacuum cleaners became a household essential, cleaning the carpets was a noisy affair. On a dry afternoon, it wasn't unusual to see someone hanging a rug over a washing line and beating it with a woven carpet beater. Clouds of dust filled the air with every swing, while neighbors carried out the very same ritual in their own gardens. It was hard work, but it was simply part of keeping a British home clean. Today, the sound of a carpet being beaten has almost completely disappeared. Number 9. The dressing table set. Every well-kept bedroom seemed to have one, a matching dressing table set, often made from cut glass, crystal or polished silver. Delicate perfume bottles, elegant hairbrushes, and hand mirrors sat neatly arranged, adding a touch of glamour to everyday life. Many were treasured wedding gifts and remained in the family for decades. As modern bathrooms replaced bedroom dressing routines and minimalist styles became popular, these beautiful sets slowly faded away. Yet they still remind many people of watching their mother or grandmother getting ready for the day. Number 10. The radio alarm clock. Long before mobile phones became our alarm clocks, mornings often began with the gentle crackle of a bedside radio. A familiar voice from the BBC, the morning news or the latest weather forecast eased millions of Britons into the day. Instead of scrolling through notifications, people simply reached over, pressed a large button and listened as the house slowly came to life. Digital devices eventually replaced these dependable companions, but many still remember waking to the comforting sound of British radio every morning. Number 11. The rotary telephone. Few sounds are more nostalgic than the steady click-click-click of a rotary telephone dial returning to its place. Every phone call took patience, as each number had to be carefully dialed one at a time. There were no speed dials, no caller ID, and certainly no text messages. The telephone usually sat proudly in the hallway, meaning conversations were rarely private. Although push-button phones soon replaced them, the rotary telephone remains one of the most recognizable symbols of everyday life in 1960s Britain. Number 12. The hood hairdryer. A trip to the hairdresser was a treat, but many British homes had their own version of the salon. The hood hairdryer, with its large plastic bonnet connected to a humming machine, became a familiar sight in bedrooms and spare rooms alike. While it gently dried carefully styled hair, women would read a magazine, chat with friends or simply enjoy a quiet cup of tea. As faster handheld dryers improved, these bulky machines disappeared, leaving behind memories of Saturday afternoons and special occasions. Number 13. The bin bag chair. For children and teenagers growing up in the late 1960s, nothing looked cooler than a brightly colored bin bag chair. Instead of sitting stiffly on a traditional armchair, you simply sank into a soft cushion that molded around you. It perfectly captured the relaxed spirit of the decade. Although bin bags have made occasional comebacks, the original vinyl versions found in so many British homes have largely vanished, remembered as symbols of youthful freedom and changing tastes. Number 14. The ball chair. Few pieces of furniture captured the optimism of the space age quite like the ball chair. Shaped like a giant sphere with a cozy seat inside, it looked as though it had arrived straight from the future. While not every family could afford one, it became an icon of 1960s design, appearing in magazines, television programs, and stylish homes across Britain. Today, it remains a striking symbol of a decade filled with bold ideas, colorful interiors, and endless optimism about what the future might bring. Number 15. The bathroom scales with carpet covers. It may sound unusual today, but many British bathrooms once featured weighing scales wrapped in soft, colourful carpet covers. They matched the fluffy toilet seat covers, pedestal mats and bath rugs that made bathrooms feel surprisingly warm and cozy. Looking back, they might seem a little eccentric, but they reflected an era when comfort and colour mattered just as much as practicality. Like so many other household treasures from the 1960s, they quietly disappeared as modern tastes became cleaner, simpler, and more minimalist. Which of these forgotten homewares do you remember most? Share your memories in the comments below. Thanks for watching.